friends, Cam with Your Human Pet Services here, wanting to share a little bit about the thought and care which goes into building my packs, handling them, and how that relates to a nice, comfortable environment for those who need to work on their behaviors. So, let's just step into it, guys. On my way out to Brentwood right now and doing pickups, I got Austin and Jilly back in the crate, Peaches in the back seat, heading out to go pick up Daisy. Peaches and Daisy are the two puppies. My old man's in the front passenger seat. He always rides shotgun because he needs to have his space, particularly in the car. So when I'm thinking about the pack, first thing is how many dogs do I have? What are their behaviors? What are their needs? And how am I going to place them in the van? You know, there's days where I've had 8 dogs in this van, and I have 2 crates in the back, 2 big beds right behind the front seats, and a passenger seat. So I need to consider which dogs get along, how they behave in the vehicle, out of the vehicle, and on top of that, the travel after the walk, because sometimes certain dogs will decide to have a little fun in the creek and in the mud. So they need to be kept from making my vehicle really dirty and not welcoming for the rest of the pack. So yeah, there's really a lot that goes into it. So not only is it their behaviors and how they're going to interact with each other, but particularly their needs. So thinking about Jerry, my Jerry does not do well in the back. He needs to have a window, and he really needs his own space. So from day one, I have given Jerry the front seat and enforced that the pack stays in the back. So everybody else has to learn how to ride under the conditions that I provide, which is no windows unless you're looking forward. You have a good draft from the front windows so you could get sniffs if you stand in the middle or on either side. But if you happen to be riding in the crate, you need to be relaxed, calm, chill, and I'd never punish anybody if they feel like decompressing, because part of the service that I'm providing is a comfortable environment for them to express themselves when they get excited. So if I was to, let's say, tell Winnie, the little Dachshund Cross Chihuahua, to stop whining on the drive in, or to stop whining when we get within her neighborhood on the way home, it would be somewhat traumatizing to her as a punishment. So instead of even reacting, meanwhile it can be entirely irritating and ear-piercing, instead of reacting, I will use earplugs and encourage her to be calm and just tell her we're going to be there soon. And generally it helps for while we're moving, and she only kind of gets anxious once we stop. So Winnie, as example, rides with Taco, her partner from the same complex, in the small crate. And this solves Taco's marking. He has marked in my vehicle previously. By having a partner in a confined space, he doesn't mark, and it also gives Winnie a companion who is nervous to kind of, I would say, voice their opinions together. So it's not her in the crate alone feeling terrified, but she's with her friend, and they're both kind of, you'll hear them echo each other. And I've noticed a huge difference between her in-car behavior when I have her in a crate with Taco versus any other possible scenario. The only place she's really, really well behaved is if she's on your lap, which is not acceptable. Now, getting out and with the pack, I need to consider everybody's behaviors and specifically the ones we wish to work on. I'm not just your average dog walker. Like, I actually try work with the dogs and train them to walk well in our pack. I can't state that will transition into the owner's experience without some effort on their behalf, but we do get out once everybody's familiarized and we've reinforced boundaries and they know what to expect of each other. We get out and we have excellent off-leash experiences and socializing, and we challenge each other to overcome our barriers and to expand our understanding of each other, right? So as your human, I am essentially trying to make a deep and meaningful connection with your furry friend to then allow personal growth, growth of their being, because it is that growth of their being that then translates into moving from unwanted behaviors into approved of behaviors. So, we have so many members that have popped in and popped out, and I hear a lot of great feedback. But the regulars that we have actually provide that environment for a comfortable experience for the timid, for the reactive, for the fearful, and that is what kind of I have built my entire morning pack experience around. So both of our puppies, my puppies, not mine, but there's no hour, it's just a one-man army here. But Peaches and Daisy, who I'm going to have today, they're going to ride in the back seat, and they'll be able to decompress a little bit on our ride to the park. That way, by the time they get to the park, they'll be a little bit easier to handle. They'll both be really excited, but they'll have burnt off that initial level of energy, that top level that makes them crazy. So I'll get them out and on leash right away, and we'll be able to start working on some of Daisy's leash control and engagement. She doesn't necessarily want to engage you all the time. Peaches is pretty good. She will engage you, but she pulls. And Austin and Jilly will be tethered together, and my old man will be off leash. So we will end up at one point allowing everybody off leash. I think today, because I've had a situation with Austin and Jilly taking off, particularly Jilly in her prey drive, that it'll be only once we make it down to Island View Beach, right on the waterfront, I would consider letting Jilly off of her tether from her partner Austin. Austin always comes back, Jilly takes a little bit, so there's going to be an expectation that everybody listens today. I want everybody to have a good time, obviously, and to socialize, but I'm really wanting to reinforce the fact that when I change directions, I want you to drop what you're doing and follow me for whatever reason. Whether I choose to, whether we're going to go see somebody you want to say hi to, whether we're avoiding somebody, whether you're engaged in prey drive, whether you're playing with your puppy partner, I want you to just pick up what you're doing and come my way. Come have fun over here. And going to be our underlying goal for today's walk. Meanwhile, I'll be working on Daisy's interacting with people and other dogs, because she tends to just go right in and doesn't respect anybody's boundaries when first meeting new people and dogs. And working on Peach's pulling, because she has a tendency to get engaged with Daisy at the same time and pull, which presents all of its own problems. Peaches can really give a good pull when she wants, and doesn't necessarily realize why you're not letting her go yet, and trying to reinforce through the leash just kind of seems to amplify her, a lot like my Jerry. So I'm having to do more of a hands-on approach rather than any sort of leash correction. A lot of positive reinforcement and touch correction, where you physically correct the behavior that they're displaying, such as if she's barking, I try break the eye contact and kind of silence the mouth with like literally hand over mouth, like, hey, chill out, get her attention with a treat, all that kind of jazz. Every little situation presents its own challenges that need to be identified and dealt with instantaneously. Here's Peaches, by the way. Right, Peachy? Yeah, you're a good girl. It's where Peaches likes to ride. She's very timid, and she sticks her face up front so that nobody's having to stare her down. Austin will sometimes give her a grumble from the back corner. He's being very good so far, and it really makes her kind of nervous. But today we're going to have a great walk, because we're starting off on the right foot. I feel that we're going to be able to continue on the right foot and possibly even throw in a left. That's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz. You know, I'm not one for begging, but here we are. The time has come to expand my reach, because I'm finding the more I talk, the more people come out of the woodwork asking for help, because they've felt judged and left abandoned by other animal professionals, service providers, and even establishments. Who has the right to refuse someone a muzzle?